Hey, Patreon fans, welcome. We love
Thank
giving
you.
you a little extra content, a little extra stuff with our great guests. And our wonderful guest this week is Brendan Fitzgerald, UFC commentator, has
Host of Fitz
host of
Nation.
Fitz Nation, the podcast on UFC Fight Pass, and does On the Line, among many other things. He's a jack of all trades and really one of the best sports broadcasters out there. And UFC is lucky to have him. We are lucky to have him.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
We are lucky to have him on this podcast.
Put this on your website.
Can I tell you the best thing that I saw, and we'll, put up a video of this too, and maybe I can show you, or I don't know if you saw it, but Joel Embiid was living his best life. Apparently, I love this so much. There's video footage of him on Instagram dancing the hora in Napa over the weekend. If you can see it and you can find it, the Sixer big man became a trending Twitter topic on Sunday with the now viral video showing him all smiles. Can you imagine being in a Jewish hora?
A Jewish wedding. And for those who don't know, the hora is a dance that you do at a wedding.
It's
or
not
at
a horror movie. It is a
it's
wonderful circular dance where everyone is cheering. That's where you put the person on the chair. Can you imagine Joel Embiid holding someone up in a chair? Their head might get cut off by a ceiling fan.
Scrape the ceiling.
Right? So he's...
I'm watching it now.
It's the greatest thing you've ever seen in your life, right? There goes by Joel. It makes you happy. If you're ever feeling bad, I want you to look at this video of Joel Embiid dancing the hora. And I think, did he marry someone Jewish? Someone said he married someone Jewish. If he did...
It was his wedding.
Was it his wedding? It is.
No, I'm saying I'm
No.
asking.
No, at
Was
one
it his
point during the
wedding?
so he
I think he's at someone else's wedding.
this 740 who was filmed jumping and dancing around with wedding guests. At one point in the party, Embiid was hoisted up on the chair. 7'1",
goodness.
How the hell they get that guy up?
290 pounds, whatever he is, hoisted up on the chair, being bounced in the air.
By the way, if you get Embiid up in the chair, you don't have to do arm day the next day.
Right,
You're
Embiid
set.
up in the.
It looks like he was in the wedding because he's black tie, bow tie on the thing.
So no, he was in Napa, California, to celebrate the nuptials of his good friend Michael Ratner, the Rat,
Ratner.
a filmmaker.
Michael Ratner, wasn't that from Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
That was Mark Ratner.
Mark Ratner. All right, so-
Who is a filmmaker and previously worked on the Sixers star on a documentary about his journey from Cameroon to Kansas. So he was the filmmaker who did a documentary about Joel Embiid, invited him to his wedding out in Napa.
So
And
not only does Embiid
show up,
he participates.
he participates, he
has
hangs
fun.
out,
He makes it fun, just like he makes the NBA fun.
How much do you love that guy? How much do you want to see that guy win a championship?
It's
Brandon?
like in Wedding Crashers,
Right.
like have fun, but on your own terms. Don't
right?
draw negative energy. But he wasn't.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
crashing anything.
he wasn't crashing anything, but like again, if you're Joel Embiid and you're at a wedding, specifically a Jewish wedding that calls people up to go dancing and everything, it would be okay for Joel Embiid to go to the bar at that point and grab a little Mai Tai or something, or just
It's the
chit.
off season. I don't want to twist
Yeah.
an ankle.
Well, first of all, they were like, get him off the floor. Someone's gonna roll his ankle. Like some fat ant is gonna roll his ankle.
Get up on his foot.
I don't want anyone going down on this guy's leg. It's scaring the shit out of me. And don't put him on a chair because that's going to be an issue too. But the idea that he participated makes me love him all the more, because I
the
think
people that don't want to make him participate are the same people that have the problem with the paternity leave for the Mets.
Thank you.
That's it.
Well, so and,
You know?
and not to go back to something we talked about in the podcast, but there is a way to live your life. There is a way to fight your fights. And do you want to do it in a way that's very measured and you just stand back and Israel Adesanya kick him 25 million times and then you win the fight on points, and that's what it is? That the way you want to do it, or do you want to like spin around and back punch someone in the face and have that be the
Right.
highlight that literally sends you into, like, again, we talked about Conor McGregor's ascent and the way he just put people down, and you're like, there was a style to what he was doing that
took
made,
risks. He
that
took
made him a
risks.
legend. If he would have been like, I got to lay back and just win this thing on points, I don't think we talk about him as the flashy champion, and we're not still talking about him today.
I think people were doing the horror, and Joel Embiid had a moment. And he said to himself, "Die with memories, not dreams."
That's right.
it.
He got up there and he went out.
And he got up there and he got up on the chair.
Ask for forgiveness, not permission.
That's
right.
a good one too.
That's
That's
how we do
the
it.
on-air version.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
So I love it, and I highly recommend everyone to watch this video. It will just make you happy.
We'll drop it in here.
Because you're watching the thing, and then all of a sudden you just see a 7-foot guy come around in the circle and bounce through it, and it just, I don't know, there's
Makes me
just
happy.
pure joy in all of it, and there needs to be more joy like that in the world. Brendan Fitzgerald, again, Fitz Nation's a podcast, on the line. Listen to him call fights. He's just amazing. He's an all-tool all-star for the UFC, and our friend, our budding friendship continues to grow. Thanks, buddy.
It's fantastic. I can't wait to like be in the same zip code as you guys at some point, and
We'll do it.
You come see us do stand up,
hey.
and we'll watch you do a fight.
Oh, that would be a fantastic. I have one question. Who
Sure.
came up with the Nosebleeds name?
So we had kind of Jay, I'll give Jay credit for it, but we were talking about
It's a perfect name. I mean, it is a perfect name.
so funny because
It's like jives with cheap seats. It jives with fighting. The poster has you guys bleeding from the nose. It's fantastic.
it's like an old fight poster, which by the way is going to go out on billboards in Los Angeles, which is really cool. I'm
Wow.
so excited.
Exciting.
Crowley's going after.
balling
it,
out.
isn't he?
JB,
Marketing
all those
marketing
guys.
budget.
JB's so
Love
great there too. So all that stuff is coming out, and for all of our fans who are on our Patreon, obviously you're going to go check that out too. But Brendan, appreciate you, and we'll see you next week.